Welcome back. We are covering number 11 of 25 books to help your business grow. Never stop learning. Always got to keep pushing forward and self-improving and keep on learning. You're never too old to learn something, and I can tell you that as an old dude myself. Again, want to encourage you to take the same approach and mentality and keep trying to learn something new every day. One of the things when my kids were growing up and we were all having family dinners, and the first thing I'd do is sit down at the table with them and say, "Tell me something I don't know," and I'd force them to kind of think through their day and see if they couldn't drum up a fact that I didn't know about, and so that was always kind of a fun conversation. But family dinners, as kids get older and into sports, that kind of becomes something of the past, unfortunately. But anyway, I digress. But before we get going into number 11, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up. Let me know that you like it. Let YouTube know that you like it as well. Hit the subscribe button. If you're back multiple times to Small Biz Shoutout, maybe it's time to just commit. And speaking of number 11, we are still at 11 subscribers, and hopefully we'll push up to that 20 subscriber mark here. I'm going to keep plowing away and making videos. It's been about 9 months now, but hey, I'm doing it for whoever's listening and can benefit. And then also click the alert button in case you want to be notified of future content. Number 11 of 25 books to help your business grow is Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. I really, really love this book, and I go back and listen or read this book quite frequently. And this falls more into the category of personal as well as business finance. Um, I think it's one of the best reads, especially if you grew up in a family where financial literacy wasn't a prominent thing that was taught, right? So I myself, my family, my brothers and sisters, we grew up on welfare in the city, and really developed some really poor financial habits and skill sets just because of that. And I'm not blaming my mom and dad for it. It is what it is. However, it's given me a greater appreciation for what I didn't know, and I'm really making some efforts to teach my kids how to be financially literate and make wise financial decisions. And again, this is one of those books that is going to be on their list of things that I'm encouraging them to read. But I really appreciate the perspective and the story that's here, and just kind of him sharing his personal experience. And again, he grew up, Robert didn't grow up in a welfare family, but from a mentality standpoint, financially, almost, even though they're upper middle class, but he'll go into that. But I really one of those must read books that I strongly encourage everybody to check out. Again, I think it's well worth the money, not only for yourself but your employees as well, right? If you're running a business and you should be doing this, right? You should be having team meetings with your employees, right, and helping them see the vision of what you're trying to accomplish and what the business goals are. I'm not going to get into that in this series. It's not what it's about. But again, if you're not doing that, you should. If you are doing it, you should also take books that you've read that have impacted you and recommend them, and maybe even invest in your employees and take it a step further and give them that book to read. Maybe you set aside a little bit of budget, and maybe it's every other month you give them a book for them to read, and whether they read it or not, it's not the point. You're giving them opportunity. Maybe it sits on their bookshelf for years, and they'll go back and read it and think of you, right? And maybe you make a personal note on the cover of it in terms of, so they'll remember you by it. But again, I would encourage you to do that. That's something that I'm planning on doing the next time that I have a business that has employees. I'm going to make sure that I invest in them, not only myself, but invest in them. And this is just I think another personal way of doing that. And I think it'll be, if something catches on, then maybe they have an idea that impacts your business or improves it, then it's money well spent. And even if it's not, you're personally investing in people. And at the end of the day, that's something you should want to do, regardless of whether they work for you or come up with an idea that makes you more money or saves you money. It's just the right thing to do. You want to be able to pour into people. So anyway, that's going to do it for this one. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, number 11 here. Great book. Strongly encourage you to pick it up. And before we go, hit the subscribe button. Help us get to 20 subscribers here. I'd greatly appreciate it. Hit the thumbs up. Let YouTube know that you appreciated the effort being put forth in developing this, and then click the alert button, and we will talk to you at the next video.